Let's begin by offering our respects to ISKCON founder Acharya and our preeminent Shiksha Guru, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Itti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpataru Vyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Okay, so welcome all of you to our weekly classes by Krishna's mercy and by the mercy of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. We have completed the Bhagavad Gita course, and since we are in the middle of the month of Kartik, the most auspicious month of Kartik, we are having this special class to glorify Lord Damodar and see what this month is all about. So we welcome, we have with us here today Aja, then we have Ivansh, Varsha, Karuna, Lavina, Tejal, Ritu Lalwani. My parents are there. Manju, Dipti Adnani, Ayush, Venkatesh A, Meena Bharwani, Tarun, and Beena Dadlani. Okay. Let me share my screen. So, this month of Kartik or the month of Damodar is the biggest bhakti sale. Now, what do we mean by bhakti sale? Because it is in this month of Kartik that one can accumulate a lot of credit for doing very little devotional service. Srila Prabhupada gave us the example of how sometimes a store has its products on sale, and is selling the same products which were previously being sold at a higher price for a lower price. So in this month of Kartik, for doing very little devotional service, we get a lot of benefit, 100 times, 1,000 times more than the other usual time. So therefore, this is the biggest bhakti sale, this month of Kartik. Now, why is this month of Damodar also called as a month of Kartik? Is because this is named after Srimati Radharani. One of her names is Kartika Devi. Kartika Devi. So therefore, this is called as a month of Kartik because Srimati Radharani, she is the presiding deity of this month of Kartik. Now, what is the connection between the month of Kartik and Srimati Radharani? We will see at the end of today's presentation. Because we know, or as most of us may know, that this is a pastime that happened between Mother Yashoda and Lord Sri Krishna. When Krishna was some 2 or 3 years old, this pastime had taken place in Gokul. And this pastime is very, very unique and very, very special for many reasons, which we'll see during the course of this class, if Krishna so sanctions. But before we can start reading about the Damodar Lila from the Srimad Bhagavatam, we need to understand how we have received all this Vedic knowledge. Why should we accept the Srimad Bhagavatam as authority? Because we are going to read today from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So why should we accept Srimad Bhagavatam as authority and how this knowledge has come down to us? Because many people falsely think and argue that after all, Bhagavatam also was written by a human being. It's not written by God. So therefore, why should we accept the Bhagavatam? No, why should we accept what is written in the Bhagavatam as true? Because after all, even Vyasadeva is a human being like us. This is what people argue, falsely argue. So we need to understand the importance of Srimad Bhagavatam and how this knowledge has come to us. So see, the Srimad Bhagavatam describes, and our Shastras describe, that Lord Sri Krishna, at the dawn of creation, enlightened Lord Brahma with the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam before the creation of this universe. So the first verse of the Bhagavatam states, Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. Lord Krishna expanded perfect knowledge into the heart of Lord Brahma. So we know from our Gita classes how Lord Brahma comes into being from the lotus that springs out of the navel of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. At the time of creation, from the navel of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, a lotus comes. And in that lotus, Lord Brahma comes into existence. And Lord Brahma does not know who he is, what is his mission, what is he supposed to do, what is his service. And he has no idea. So then he meditates for several years, many, many years. And then after that, Lord Brahma reveals the knowledge, Lord Krishna reveals the knowledge to Lord Brahma via the sound vibration of his flute. You can see this picture here. Brahma is being enlightened by Krishna. And then Lord Brahma gave this knowledge to his son. And his son's name is? Can you identify the picture? Narada Muni, yes, Narada Muni, our celestial spaceman, no? So Lord Brahma imparted the knowledge to Narada Muni. Then Narada Muni gave this knowledge to his disciple called
Vyasa.
Vyasadeva, yes, Vyasadeva. No? So Narada in turn distributed knowledge to Vyasadeva. So like that, the knowledge is passed down in disciplic succession. It all came originally from Krishna himself. No? So we should not think that this is ordinary knowledge that was just composed by another human being. No, it is actually coming from Krishna. And before Vyasadeva, this knowledge was passed down from guru to disciple just by speaking. The guru would speak and the disciple would hear attentively and he would remember it for the rest of his life. All the previous yugas, the residents had perfect memory. They had very sharp memories. But in Kali Yuga, memory is declining. Memory is declining. So, for the benefit of the people of Kali Yuga, what Vyasadeva did was he put all these literatures, including Srimad Bhagavatam, into writing. He wrote them on palm leaves so that we residents of Kali Yuga have this facility to read and reread several times because we tend to forget. We tend to forget. We don't even remember. We may not remember what we had for lunch a couple of days back, or even yesterday. If somebody was to ask us, what did you eat for lunch? We will have to think for some time and we may or may not remember. No. So, therefore, for our benefit, Vyasadeva has put all these scriptures into writing. So, this knowledge is coming in disciplic succession, or what we call as Guru Parampara. Guru Parampara. And you can see at number 32 is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, is at number 32.
Can I ask you who is Madhava?
Yeah, he's another Acharya. All these are Acharyas. Madhvacharya, if you would have heard of that name. He's also an Acharya.
Okay.
So these are all Acharyas in our disciplic succession. All of them are Acharyas.
Okay.
This is Madhvacharya. This is the reason why ISKCON belongs to the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. This is the Sampradaya of ISKCON. Why Brahma? Because it's coming from Lord Brahma. Then Madhvacharya, and Gaudiya because it's, you have here Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at 22. No, all the followers of Lord Chaitanya is none other than Krishna himself. Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. He is a combined form of Krishna and Srimati Radharani, who appeared some 500 years ago in Sridham Mayapur. So ISKCON belongs to the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So this is the reason why. So anyway, you can see the Guru Parampara, and this is how the knowledge is passed down. So each Guru, each Acharya, when he passes down the knowledge, he does not change anything. That is the duty of a bona fide spiritual master, not change or alter or add or subtract anything from the knowledge that is received. Each Guru can have his style of preaching. He can preach in different styles, different methods, but the message as such should remain the same. Otherwise, one is not a bona fide spiritual master. See, the Bhagavatam describes how there are 8 principal items that are declining in Kali Yuga. What are they? Dharma, truthfulness. Dharma, religion. Satyam, truthfulness. Shaucham, cleanliness. Shama, daya, tolerance and mercy. Then we have Ayur, the life duration, the duration of life. Then Balam and Smriti, strength and memory. So Sukadeva Goswami already made this prediction before the Kali Yuga started, that in Kali Yuga, these 8 items will diminish day by day because of the powerful influence of the age of Kali. So we can see how this is so true. Every generation is less religious, less truthful, less clean, and each of these qualities are declining with every generation in this Kali Yuga, unfortunately. So therefore, for our benefit, because he knew that our memory will be reducing, smriti. Therefore, all these shastras were put into writing. Before this, there was no need for it. Therefore, it was only passed down through disciplic succession by oral reception. So Vyasadeva has composed Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Vedanta Sutras, and the Mahabharata, amongst other things. So it is a lot of literature that he put into writing on palm leaves for our benefit. So one would think that, okay, after he has put all this into writing, he should feel very satisfied. He should feel very happy because it's a tremendous amount of seva, tremendous amount of devotional service. But it so happened that he was not feeling satisfied. He was feeling incomplete. He felt as if something is missing. So just like how every good disciple should do in the time of any doubt, he should consult with his bona fide spiritual master. So he consulted with his guru. Who's the spiritual master of Vyasadeva?
Narada.
Narada Muni, So upon the instruction of Narada Muni, he composed his final masterpiece, the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is that much more special because it was composed upon the advice of Narada Muni, and that is what made Vyasadeva feel complete and satisfied. So Vyasadeva, after he compiled the Srimad Bhagavatam, he taught it to his son, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, who was already engaged in self-realization. Sukadeva Goswami was a fully self-realized soul when he was in the womb of his mother itself. Then Sukadeva Goswami spoke this Bhagavatam to Maharaj Parikshit some 5,000 years ago at a place called Shukratal. Even today, you can go and visit this place where the Bhagavatam was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. It is in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh. So Maharaj Parikshit is the grandson of Arjuna and the son of Abhimanyu, and he was cursed to die within 7 days. So when he knew that he is going to die within 7 days, he went in search of the absolute truth, and that's when he comes across Srila Sukadeva Goswami, and then this Bhagavatam was spoken for 7 days and nights at this place called Shukratal. And when this conversation happened, there were other very prominent sages and great authorities who had gathered there to hear this great conversation. So you can see here in the picture, there is also Narada Muni. So remember, Narada Muni is the spiritual master of the father of Sukadeva Goswami. So, but Narada Muni has taken this subordinate position. He is sitting down, and you can see Sukadeva Goswami is sitting on the Vyasasana. He's on an exalted position because the speaker is a qualified speaker. So, age does not determine whether one is superior or inferior. It is one's spiritual advancement that determines whether one is superior or inferior. So, even Vyasadeva was in this audience. You can see here, this is Vyasadeva. Even he was sitting in the audience when this great knowledge was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. That time, Sukadeva Goswami was only 16 years old, but he was fully self-realized. Actually, he was, as I said, self-realized in the womb of his mother itself. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is, see, Vedanta Sutra is accepted as the Paravidya, and Srimad Bhagavatam is an explanation of that Paravidya. So we discussed how Vedanta Sutra is the word Sutra means like a code language, no? Lot of information is condensed and put in one-liners, in codes. So all the Vedas, Vedanta, Anta means conclusion and Veda means Vedas. So Vedanta means the conclusion of all the Vedas and Sutra means in that code language. So in this code language, the whole essence of the Vedas was put together. So that is Vedanta Sutra, which was composed by Srila Vyasadeva. So that Vedanta Sutra is accepted as Paravidya, and Srimad Bhagavatam is an explanation of that Paravidya. So Srimad Bhagavatam is a commentary of the Vedanta Sutra. It is also called as the Paramahamsa Samhita, because it is meant for the topmost transcendentalists. Why topmost transcendentalists? Because it does not disclose anything that is not liked by transcendental Vaishnava devotees. It does not discuss anything material. Srimad Bhagavatam does not have even the slightest tinge of material knowledge. It only talks about pure devotional service, pure bhakti. Therefore, this is called as a Paramahamsa Samhita. See, Paramahamsa, Hamsa means swan and Parama means topmost. So the topmost transcendentalists are compared to swans. Can you explain why? What is the special quality that the swans have?
They can separate milk from water.
They can separate milk from water. So the transcendentalists, what do? They only take the good and they ignore the bad. So they don't see the bad qualities in people. They only see the good qualities. They only see the positive. So therefore, the Hamsas, the topmost transcendentalists are compared to Hamsas, compared to the swans. And also you can see swans in very clean waters, You will not find, and in contrast to that are the crows. You will always see crows around the garbages, dustbins, where there is filth, where things are dirty. There you will find the crows. But swans are always found in clean waters. So therefore the swans, the transcendentalists are compared to swans. And topmost transcendentalists are called as the Paramahamsas. So this Bhagavatam is the Paramahamsa Samhita. The Srimad Bhagavatam is also called as Param Jnanam, the highest transcendental knowledge. It is called as a Mahapurana. It is the greatest of all the Puranas because other Puranas have some material religiosity. Some material religiosity is described. But Srimad Bhagavatam only talks about pure transcendental knowledge. Then Sarva Vedanta Saram. It is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy. It is also called as Puranam Amalam or the spotless Purana because it deals with exclusively devotional service. It is called as Vaishnavanam Priyam. It is the most dear to the Vaishnavas. It is called as a Nigama Kalpatarur Galitam Phalam, the mature fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. So if the entire Vedic literature was to be compared to a tree, the Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of that tree. Now the tree has many parts. There are roots, there are branches, there are leaves, etc. Right? And there are unripe fruits also. But the best part of this tree is the ripened fruit. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is the best part of all transcendental literatures. So therefore it is called as the mature fruit or the ripened fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. So that's why the Srimad Bhagavatam is that much more special. Say Bhagavad Gita is called as the graduate study of Vedic literature, and Srimad Bhagavatam is compared to the postgraduate study of Vedic literature. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is a voluminous literature. It has 12 cantos and there are 335 chapters and 18,000 verses. So very big compared to the Bhagavad Gita that we just completed. If you read Bhagavatam, it may take approximately some 7 years to complete if you read every day. So as we discussed, this is a conversation between two great personalities, Sukadeva Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit. Now both these personalities are very special because one of them heard the Lord when he was in the womb of his mother, and one of them saw the Lord when he was in the womb of his mother. So can you identify who's this here in the womb?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj. Because
He was in the womb of Uttara when he tried to kill him.
Yes, Ashwadama tried to kill him. So Krishna entered into the womb of Uttara to save Maharaj Parikshit. So that time he had the darshan of the Lord. So he has actually seen the Lord when he was in the womb of his mother itself. And this personality here is
Sukadeva Swami.
Sukadeva Goswami is in the womb of his mother. So Sukadeva Goswami was already self-realized in the womb, and he refused to come out of the womb of his mother because he didn't want to get materially entangled. So he remained in the womb of his mother for 16 years, 16 years. And then Vyasadeva went to Krishna and requested Krishna, but that please somehow convince my son to come out. 16 years is a pretty long time, is it not? So then Krishna went upon Vyasadeva's request, and he promised Sukadeva Goswami in the womb that I promise you that you will not fall into Maya, please come out. And then Sukadeva Goswami came out of the womb of his mother as a full grown 16-year-old boy. So these two personalities are very, very special because they have both either heard or seen the Lord when they were in the womb itself. So now we don't have to go in search of the palm leaves that Vyasadeva wrote in order to read this great literature. Now we have them in book format, in several languages all over the world.
Buy me the English version.
Because of the tireless efforts of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada would get up at 1 a.m. and he would translate the books for us. And therefore now we have this literature all over the world in over 90 languages all over the world. Okay, so now what led to this Damodar Lila being spoken by Sukadeva Goswami? Sukadeva Goswami spoke this, he has spoken many Leelas, and again there were questions asked by Maharaj Parikshit, and then Sukadeva Goswami is answering the questions. So there was one question that Maharaj Parikshit posed. What was the question? Who can read? Aja, can you read the translation, please?
Yeah, I can.
Please read.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Having heard of the great fortune of Mother Yashoda, Parikshit Maharaja inquired from Sukadeva Goswami, O learned Brahmana, Mother Yashoda's breast milk was sucked by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What past auspicious activity did she and Nanda Maharaj Raja perform to achieve such perfection in ecstatic, ecstatic love.
Ecstatic love. Ecstatic love. So the question here is, Maharaj Parikshit is wanting to know what is it that Mother Yashoda did that she and Nanda Maharaj have received so much mercy, so much of ecstasy that Krishna is personally sucking the breast milk of Mother Yashoda. See, remember, an expansion of an expansion of an expansion of Krishna is actually lying there in the ocean of milk, Shir Sagar, no? Kshirodakashay Vishnu. He resides in the Shir Sagar. And that Kshirodakashay Vishnu is coming from where? He's coming from Garbhodakashay Vishnu. Garbhodakashay Vishnu is coming from Mahavishnu or Karanodakashay Vishnu. Karanodakashay Vishnu is coming from the second quadruple expansion or Mahasankarshan. That Mahasankarshan is coming from Lord Narayan. That Narayan is coming from the first Sankarshan. That first Sankarshan is coming from Balaram, and that Balaram is coming from Krishna. So imagine an expansion of an expansion of an expansion of Krishna is lying in that ocean of milk. But here Krishna wants the breast milk of Mother Yashoda. So he's asking, what is it that Mother Yashoda did, no? That she has received so much of mercy. And in reply to this question only, this Damodar Lila was narrated by Sukadeva Goswami across 2 chapters. So if you go to Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 10, chapter 9 and 10, you can read this Leela in 2 parts. 9 is titled Damodar Leela Mother Yashoda binds Lord Krishna, and 10 is titled The Deliverance of the Yamala Arjuna Trees. Today we will be reading only 9 because of time constraints, and we will quickly summarize 10. So text 1 and 2. Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued. One day when Mother Yashoda saw that all the maid servants were engaged in other household affairs, she personally began to churn the yogurt. While churning, she remembered the childish activities of Krishna, and in her own way, she composed songs and enjoyed singing to herself about all those activities. So this was Diwali day, okay? The Acharyas explained that this day was Diwali. When Mother Yashoda, she got up very early and she is already churning the yogurt for Krishna. She is personally churning the yogurt for Krishna. Now, she is a queen. She has several maid servants, thousands of maid servants, but she is personally churning the yogurt for Krishna. So while churning, what is she doing? She remembers the childish activities of Krishna. She has composed songs and she's singing those songs to herself. So she has engaged her mind, her body, and intelligence in the service of Krishna. How she's using the mind? Because she's remembering the activities of Krishna. How she's using her intelligence? By composing the songs, because to compose songs you require intelligence, no? And she's using her body while she's churning. So she's using her mind, body, and intelligence in the service of Krishna. Then what happens? Dressed in saffron yellow sari with a belt tied about her full hips, Mother Yashoda pulled on the churning rope, laboring considerably, her bangles and earrings moving and vibrating and her whole body shaking. Because of her intense love for her child, her breasts were wet with milk. Her face, with its very beautiful eyebrows, was wet with perspiration, and malati flowers were falling from her hair. So see, she is laboring so hard for engaging in that service, for churning. And see the glory of our Shastra. We even know the color of the clothes that she is wearing that day. That's the glory of our Shastra. Every detail is given. She was perspiring, the flowers were falling from her hair, her bangles and earrings are moving. So much detail is given to us in our Shastras. Then, while Mother Yashoda was churning butter, Lord Krishna, desiring to drink the milk of her breast, appeared before her, and in order to increase her transcendental pleasure, he caught hold of the churning rod and began to prevent her from churning. So now Krishna, he got up from his sleep and he is preventing her from churning any further by holding that rod, indicating that he wants to drink milk. Let's see what happens next. Mother Yashoda then embraced Krishna, allowed him to sit on her lap, and began to look upon the face of the Lord with great love and affection. Because of her intense affection, milk was flowing from her breast. But when she saw that the milk pan on the oven was boiling over, she immediately left her son to take care of the overflowing milk, although the child was not yet fully satisfied from drinking the milk of his mother's breast. So she is showering Krishna with great love and affection. And see this line, because of her intense affection, milk was flowing from her breast. So mother's milk is psychological. If the mother feels love and affection for the child when she's giving her milk to the child, then automatically the body of the mother will produce more milk. But if the mother is thinking, oh, what is this I have gotten into? No, it is so difficult, it is so hard. How am I going to raise a child? And it's been so much, so long, I have to leave. How much more time I have to spend here to feed the child? And she's thinking about other things that she has to do during the day, then the amount of milk that the mother's body will produce will be greatly reduced. So that's why previously the mothers would have more milk. The mothers would not have this problem that there is no milk to feed the child unless there is a medical issue. So because of her intense affection, milk was flowing from her breast. But then what happens? There is a milk she has kept on the oven, on the fire, and that is going to overflow. So she is rushing to take care of that. And she puts Krishna down, although Krishna is not yet fully satisfied after drinking the milk of his mother's breast. So the acharyas explained why is the milk overflowing. See, in Vrindavan, in Vrajabhumi, everything is conscious. Everything is conscious. So even the milk there is conscious, no? And that milk is thinking, oh, Krishna is drinking the milk of Mother Yashoda. And Mother Yashoda has a lot of love for her son, no? And Krishna is going to reciprocate with that love. So I stand no chance in serving Krishna. Krishna is not going to drink my milk. So if one cannot engage in Krishna seva, so this milk on the fire is thinking, what is the use of my existence if I cannot serve Krishna? So therefore he is overflowing because he wants to commit suicide. No, so this milk wants to commit suicide, thinking that what is the use of my existence? So therefore that milk is overflowing. The acharyas explain. So now what happens next? Being very angry and biting his reddish lips with his teeth, Krishna, with false tears in his eyes, broke the container of yogurt with a piece of stone. Then he entered a room and began to eat the freshly churned butter in a solitary place. So Krishna is very angry. He's biting his lips and he has false tears and he has broken that pot and he's eating the freshly churned butter. Mother Yashoda, after taking down the hot milk from the oven, returned to the churning spot, and when she saw that the container of yogurt was broken and that Krishna was not present, she concluded that the breaking of the pot was the work of Krishna. Who else is going to do that? Is it not? So she knows very well that this is the work of Krishna. And the acharyas explained that when Mother Yashoda went to attend to the milk that was overflowing, then the milk saw, oh, Mother Yashoda has come, so the milk went back into the pot. Krishna at that time was sitting on an upside down wooden mortar for grinding spices and was distributing milk preparations such as yogurt and butter to the monkeys as he liked. Because of having stolen, he was looking all around with great anxiety, suspecting that he might be chastised by his mother. Mother Yashoda, upon seeing him, very cautiously approached him from behind. So what is Krishna doing? He's sitting on an upside down wooden mortar and he's distributing the milk preparations to the monkeys. And because he has stolen, now say Krishna, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and here he has stolen. It is explained that before this pastime, Krishna was stealing butter in the houses of the other gopis, in Vrajabhumi. But now for the first time, Krishna has stolen butter in his own house. This is for the first time that he has stolen in his own house. So he is looking around with anxiety and suspecting that Mother Yashoda will catch him and chastise him. Then, when Lord Sri Krishna saw his mother stick in hand, he very quickly got down from the top of the mortar and began to flee as if very much afraid. Although yogis try to capture him as Paramatma by meditation, desiring to enter into the effulgence of the Lord with great austerities and penances, they fail to reach him. But Mother Yashoda, thinking that same personality of Godhead Krishna to be her son, began following Krishna to catch him. So here you can see Krishna is running. Now he is very agile, he is very quick. And Mother Yashoda, she is a little heavy bodied. So for her, it's very difficult to catch Krishna. And here, see, Sukadeva Goswami is explaining how that even the great yogis cannot capture him as Paramatma by meditation. So they do so much tapasya, so much penances, and they cannot catch Krishna. And here, Mother Yashoda is thinking that that very same personality of Godhead, Krishna, is her son. She is following Krishna to catch him. And it is described that actually Krishna made Mother Yashoda run all around Gokul. He came out of his house, he came out of his courtyard, and he was running because he was thinking that if I'm outside my house, outside the gate, if I'm on the streets of Gokul, then I will be saved by someone or the other. So he has run and he has made the other Mother Yashoda run all around the streets of Gokul. While following Krishna, Mother Yashoda, her thin waist, overburdened by her heavy breasts, naturally had to reduce her speed. Because of following Krishna very swiftly, her hair became loose and the flowers in her hair were falling after her. Yet she did not fail to capture her son Krishna. So she is not given up. No, she chases him and finally she succeeds in capturing Krishna. You can see here how she has captured Krishna and she has the stick in her hand. Now Krishna is afraid of that stick Mother Yashoda is holding in her hand. Krishna is the holder of the Sudarshan Chakra. That Sudarshan Chakra is capable of pulverizing anything in the 14 planetary systems. But he is scared of that stick that is there in Mother Yashoda's hand. And these flowers, these hair, the flowers that fell down from her hair. See, remember again, everything in Brajabhumi is conscious, no? So these flowers on the hair of Mother Yashoda, some of them are thinking, oh, Mother Yashoda, she is going to capture our Lord Shri Krishna. I don't want to be a part of this crime. So the I don't want to be a part of this. So the flowers decide to fall away. No, and some of them are thinking that, oh, Mother Yashoda, she is such an exalted personality that the Supreme Lord is running away, afraid of her stick. So she's such an exalted personality. Therefore, we should touch her feet. So therefore, they are falling from her hair in order to touch her feet. So like this, the Acharyas explain about this, the flowers that are falling from her hair. When caught by Mother Yashoda, Krishna became more and more afraid and admitted to being an offender. As she looked upon him, she saw that he was crying, his tears mixing with the black ointment around his eyes, and as he rubbed his eyes with his hands, he smeared the ointment all over his face. Mother Yashoda, catching her beautiful son by the hand, mildly began to chastise him. So that kajal is all around his face now because Krishna is crying. See, in this pastime, Krishna is crying for many hours. So you can see here how the Supreme Personality of Godhead is shedding tears. Mother Yashoda was always overwhelmed by intense love for Krishna, not knowing who Krishna was or how powerful he was. Because of maternal affection for Krishna, she never even cared to know who he was. Therefore, when she saw that her son had become excessively afraid, she threw the stick away and desired to bind him so that he would not commit any further activity. So now now Yashoda has thrown away the stick and she has decided to bind Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no beginning and no end, no exterior and no interior, no front and no rear. In other words, he is all pervading. Because he is not under the influence of the element of time, for him there is no difference between past, present, and future. He exists in his own transcendental form at all times. Being absolute beyond relativity, he is free from distinctions between cause and effect, although he is the cause and effect of everything. That unmanifested person, who is beyond the perception of the senses, had now appeared as a human child, and Mother Yashoda, considering him her own ordinary child, bound him to the wooden mortar with a rope. So, what name of Krishna means that he has no beginning, no end, no exterior, no interior, no front, no rear?
All pervading?
No, what name in Sanskrit?
Oh.
What name of Krishna means that he is all this? It starts with an A. Ananta. Ananta. Okay, one name of Krishna is Ananta. It means he has no beginning and no end. What name of Krishna means he is all pervading?
Is it Paramat?
It starts with a V. Okay, the name is Vishnu. Vishnu means he pervades into every, because how is he pervading everything? He's entering into the heart of every living entity. He is present in every atom, no? And he residing as the Paramatma in the heart of every living entity. So that name Vishnu means he is all pervading. So he's not under the influence of time. Krishna already said that in the Bhagavad Gita. We have already seen all that. Okay, what name of Krishna means he is beyond the perception of the senses. We cannot perceive him. We cannot understand Krishna fully. He cannot be perceived by our senses. So what name of Krishna means that? It starts with an A.
Achyutam?
No. Achyuta means he is infallible, undefeatable, beyond the perception of the senses. Okay, that's a little tough. Adhokshaja. Okay, Adhokshaja. Okay, now let's see what happens next. When Mother Yashoda was trying to bind the offending child, she saw that the binding rope was short by a distance the width of 2 fingers. Thus she brought another rope to join it. So she's taken these ordinary ropes that are lying in the house, but when she brings the ends together, it is falling short by 2 fingers or 2 inches. So then she brings another rope to join it. So because they are a cowherd community, remember Nanda Maharaj belongs to a Vaishya community, they are cowherds. So there is a lot of rope in the house. So she brings another rope to join it. This new rope also was short by a measurement of 2 fingers. And when another rope was joined to it, it was still 2 fingers too short. As many ropes as she joined, all of them failed. Their shortness could not be overcome. So every time she was bringing more ropes and joining it, every time it was falling short by 2 fingers. Thus Mother Yashoda joined whatever ropes were available in the household, but still she failed in her attempt to bind Krishna. Mother Yashoda's friends, the elderly gopis in the neighborhood, were smiling and enjoying the fun. Similarly, Mother Yashoda, although laboring in that way, was also smiling. All of them were struck with wonder. So all these other gopis, elderly gopis, they have come there and they are seeing what is happening, no? And Mother Yashoda is laboring so hard, but every time she brings another rope, still it is falling short by 2 fingers. And Krishna's waist is not expanding. No, his waist is not expanding. It's the same waist of a 2-3-year-old child, but still she is not able to bring the ends together. And all these elderly gopis, they have come here. You can see in this picture. Because of Mother Yashoda's hard labor, her whole body became covered with perspiration and the flowers and comb were falling from her hair. When child Krishna saw his mother thus fatigued, he became merciful to her and agreed to be bound. So finally, Mother Yashoda succeeded. But how did she succeed? Is because Krishna agreed. Krishna sanctioned it. He agreed to be bound. So nobody can bind Krishna unless Krishna agrees. Okay, unless Krishna agrees. So how did Krishna agree? Because he became merciful to her. And how he became merciful to her? Because he saw that his mother is fatigued. See, a Mother Yashoda here is representing devotees who are engaging in devotional service, devotees who are trying to serve the Lord. And then when Krishna sees our effort, then Krishna is pleased and he gives us his mercy and he agrees to be bound. Then Krishna agrees to come under the control of his devotees. So this is how Krishna agreed to be the chariot driver of Arjuna. And Arjuna was dictating, no, to Krishna, take me here, take me there, like that. So Krishna took that subordinate position out of mercy for Arjuna. Here also, out of mercy for Yashoda, he has agreed to be bound. O Maharaj Parikshit, this entire universe with its great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma and Lord Indra is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet the Supreme Lord has one transcendental attribute. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now exhibited by Krishna in this pastime. So what is Krishna showing in this Damodar Lila, in this pastime, is that he comes under the control of his devotees. This is the very, very special, greatest attribute of Krishna, that he comes under the control of his devotees. So who's greater, Krishna or his devotee?
Devotees, of course.
Devotees. Yes, so that's why devotees are called as desire trees. No, when we have any problems or something, we request devotees, please pray for us, because Krishna will sanction the desire of his devotees. See, this pastime went on from sunrise to sunset for 12 hours. No, Mother Yashoda tried to bind Krishna for 12 hours from sunrise to sunset. So you can imagine the determination that Mother Yashoda had to bind her son. She never gave up for 12 hours. No, so finally she was successful. Same way in our spiritual life, we need to work hard. Day after day after day after day after day. It will take many years of sadhana. It will take time for us to purify our hearts. Neither Lord Brahma nor Lord Shiva, not even the goddess of fortune, who is always the better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the deliverer from this material world, such mercy as received by Mother Yashoda. So the mercy that Mother Yashoda has received is not got even by Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva, not even Goddess Lakshmi, not even the goddess of fortune. What name of Krishna means that he is the deliverer from this material world, that Krishna gives liberation? What name of Krishna means that he gives liberation? It starts with an M. Mukunda. Mukunda. Okay, Mukunda means he is the giver of liberation. What name of Krishna means that he is the husband of the goddess of fortunes? Because here it says he is always a better half of the Supreme Lord. So what name of Krishna means that he is the husband of the goddess of fortune?
Lakshmipati.
Lakshmipati, yes, Lakshmipati. One more name is there. It starts with an M. Madhava. Okay. Now, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, the son of Mother Yashoda, is accessible to devotees engaged in spontaneous loving service, but he is not as easily accessible to mental speculators, to those striving for self-realization by severe austerities and penances, or to those who consider the body the same as the self. So, if one is on the bodily platform, then Krishna is not accessible to such devotees. He is not accessible to mental speculators. One may be a great jnani. He may know all the shastras by memory, but Krishna is not accessible to such people. He is only accessible to his devotees, to the bhaktas. That's why Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita focuses so much on bhakti yoga. Mother Yashoda was very busy with household affairs, the Supreme Lord. While Mother Yashoda was very busy with household affairs, the Supreme Lord Krishna observed twin trees known as Yamala Arjuna, which in the former millennium had been demigod sons of Kuvera. So, in Krishna's courtyard, there are these twin trees. They are called as a Yamala Arjuna tree. So now Krishna is bound to the mota. He himself is bound. And he is seeing these twin trees in his courtyard. And these trees were actually the sons of Kuvera. Kuvera is the god of wealth, no? So they are the sons of Kuvera that are currently in the tree bodies. In their former birth, these two sons, known as Nalakuvera and Manigriva, were extremely opulent and fortunate. But because of pride and false prestige, they did not care about anyone, and thus Narada Muni cursed them to become trees. So see here, as sons of Kuvera, they are sporting in the waters with other women, other celestial damsels, and Narada Muni passed by. So it is described how when Narada Muni passed by, these women, they were feeling ashamed. No, they tried to cover themselves, they tried to move away. But these two sons of Kuvera, they continued to do what they were doing. They were intoxicated, they continued to drink alcohol, and they did not care for Narada Muni. They were so intoxicated and because of the pride of their wealth, because remember, Kuvera is the lord of wealth and they're the sons of Kuvera, they did not care for Narada Muni. So Narada Muni cursed them to become trees. So now what happens in part of the story, which is in the next chapter, which we are not reading now because of time constraints, but we will briefly summarize what Krishna does. He is now tied to the mortar and he sees these two trees. So he crawls with that grinding mortar, and then he crawls through those two trees. Now as he crawls through these two trees, that grinding mortar gets stuck between the two trees. Krishna continues to crawl, and then the two trees come crashing down. And from those two trees, two personalities emerge. They are Nala Kuvera and Manigriva, the two sons of Kuvera. So they offer prayers to Lord Krishna, and then with Krishna's permission, they return back to their original positions. So this is what happens in part 2 of the story. So this Leela was actually a trigger for relocation. No, because after these two trees came crashing down, Nanda Maharaj and the residents of Gokul thought that this place is very unsafe to stay. Already other demons have come. No, Putana had come, Trinavarta had come, and these other demons Krishna had already killed. So they were thinking that this place Gokul is not very safe anymore and we should relocate. So that's when they went from Gokul to Vrindavan. So it was this Leela that was a trigger for relocation for Krishna, Balaram, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, and all the residents of Vrindavan. They relocated from Gokul to Vrindavan. Even today, if you go to Gokul, you can visit this place and you can still see this the grinding mortar to which Lord Krishna was bound. So this is the darshan of the Sri Ukkal Bandhan Leela Sthali in Gokul. The place is called Madhavan. If you go to Vrindavan, you can visit this place. See, what this pastime shows that Krishna's Bhakta Vatsala, no, Krishna agreed to be bound by Yashoda. So the word Vatsala, Vats means heart and La means to bring. So Vatsala means to bring very close to the heart. See, when something is very dear to us, if you give a child a toy which the child likes very much, the child also automatically will put the toy to his heart. No, if we love someone, when we carry our children, we put them to our heart. So bringing one close to the heart, that's what the word Vatsala means. So Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala, which means the devotees are very, very close to his heart, as we saw in the case of Mother Yashoda. But not only is he Bhakta Vatsala, not only he gave mercy to his devotee Yashoda, he also gave mercy to whom in this pastime?
The two
Sons of-
demigods.
The two demigods, yes, the two sons of Kuvera. So he is not only Bhakta Vatsala, he is also Kripana Vatsala. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, many times Krishna is referred to by this name also, Kripana Vatsala. Even the fallen conditioned souls are very dear to Krishna. So he gave mercy to his devotee, but also to the Kripanas, Nala Kuvera and Manigriva. So what do we learn from Mother Yashoda in this? Three very important lessons. Feedback. Now Mother Yashoda was getting negative feedback. No, we saw how the neighboring gopis, they had gathered there and they were laughing and they were having fun. So she was getting negative feedback. But still she never gave up in her effort to bind Lord Sri Krishna. So we may receive a lot of negative feedback when we take to spirituality, when we take to Krishna consciousness. There will be family or friends who would laugh at us, who do not want us to engage in devotional service. They make fun of us. No, they think it's spirituality is not cool. No, it's cooler to smoke a cigarette. That seems cooler for them. No, or take a glass of whiskey. It's a matter of high society, something like that. But still, we should not give up on our devotional services, no matter if others make fun of us, because we know what we are doing. Then Mother Yashoda faced fatigue. She was completely tired. Her hair was loose, the flowers were falling, no, and she was completely exhausted. She was perspiring, but still she never gave up. Then she also faced failure because so many ropes were brought and joined. And again she tried to join the ropes, but she faced failure over and over and over again. Imagine this pastime has continued from sunrise to sunset, but still she never gave up. So in bhakti, never give up. No matter you receive Negative feedback, no matter you're completely exhausted physically, mentally, no matter you face failures, does not matter. You don't give up. So this we learn from Mother Yashoda. So we should not just focus on what lies around us. Around us, there may be many people who are going in the opposite direction. We may be the only one like this, no? Because most human population is engaged in sense gratification. We are the odd ones out. But still, it does not matter. You do the right thing. Because everybody else does this, it does not mean that we also have to do that. Nowadays, it's very common, no? Nowadays, everybody is doing it. It does not matter. No, it does matter. You still do the right thing. Doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. So focus not just on what lies around you, but also on what lies ahead of you. Because we know if we are here, if we are engaged in devotional service, what lies ahead for us is this, no? Return home, back to Godhead, be personally welcomed by Krishna, be personally embraced by Krishna. This is what is awaiting us. So we should focus on what lies ahead of us. See, phala is equal to karma plus daiva plus kala. Any result of our activity depends on three factors. What is it? The work we do. Then it should be sanctioned by the Lord. And plus there is also a time factor. For example, if a farmer wants a good crop, what is the karma? What is the work? He has to till the land, he has to sow the seed, he has to water it, he has to take care of it. No, that is karma. Then what is daiva? Daiva, it should rain at the right quantity at the right time. There should be no other natural disasters, no, that is going to destroy the crop. So that is daiva, sanctioned by God. Then kala, there is a certain time period that he has to wait for before that seed can grow into a fully grown tree and he can get the fruits from that tree. So phala is equal to karma plus daiva plus kala. Another example, if a couple, they want to have children, no? So what is the karma? The husband and the wife, they have to unite. That is karma. What is daiva? The Lord has to sanction, the soul has to be present in the semen of the father. If the soul is absent, if there is no soul, then conception will not take place. Even though the father and the mother, both of them, even though the husband, wife, both of them may be medically fit, no, there is no health issue. Still, if the soul is absent at the time of union in the semen, then conception will not take place. So the Lord has to sanction it. And kala, yes, then there is a 9-month gestation period for human beings at least before the child can be born and you can have the child in your arms. So phala is equal to karma plus daiva plus kala. So performance matters. Yes, we have to do our work and we have to do our work well. But performance is not all that matters. No, we have to have the sanction of the Lord, and also there is a time factor. We are the makers of our destiny. Yes, we make our destiny. The moment-to-moment choices we do today is making our future. No, so yes, we are the makers of our destiny, but we are not the masters of our destiny, because again, the Lord also has to sanction. Now, we saw Krishna as beyond the range of the senses. He's Adhokshaja. He's beyond the range of the senses. We cannot understand him. So yes, Krishna is beyond the range of the head. But this Leela shows us that he is not beyond the reach of the heart. He's not beyond the reach of the heart. So we may not be able to understand. So we cannot understand him by jnana, but we can understand him by bhakti. So when we have our heart involved, when there is love for Krishna, then he is very much within our reach. Then he agrees to be bound. He agrees to come under the control of his devotees. So God is not a concept to be learned, no, just memorizing the shlokas and remembering everything. And he is not something that we have to learn as a concept, but he is a person who is loved, because God is a person. So we should know how to love Krishna. This is the reason why Krishna performs so many pastimes, so many leelas. Krishna's leelas are unparalleled in the universe, unparalleled. Nobody else has performed such enchanting pastimes like Krishna. Right from his birth, right from his appearance, which is very dramatic. Then his childhood, killing the demons, everything, and then his youth, and then his adulthood, and then in the Mahabharata war. You see, till his disappearance, everything in Krishna's life is so dramatic. So many enchanting Leelas he performs. So therefore, Krishna is called as a Leela Purushottam. Leela Purushottam. He performs unparalleled Leelas in order to attract us, and we get attracted and then we fall in love with Krishna. This is the reason why he performs these pastimes. See, Lord Ramachandra is called as Maryada Purushottam. He follows the rules and regulations perfectly. No, so Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam. Lord Krishna is Leela Purushottam. Whenever the Lord descends in different forms, then they each have their own goal. No, the reason why they are descending. What is their mission? Now let's take some questions. Please try to answer. Why did Mother Yashoda personally churn butter? Because she's a queen, she has many maidservants. Why is it that she is personally churning butter?
So that Krishna won't rob the butter of other gopis' houses.
Yes, very nice. See, because other gopis, they are complaining that Krishna is stealing butter, and Mother Yashoda is thinking that maybe uh, the butter in my house is not of such good quality, and therefore she decides to personally churn the butter, and she makes sure that that butter is of the first class quality, so that Krishna does not rob in other people's houses. So she's personally churning butter for Krishna. So why did Mother Yashoda stop feeding Krishna?
Because of the milk which was overflowing.
Because of the milk which is overflowing. See, Mother Yashoda had two choices. What are the two choices?
One choice was to feed her, let the
One
milk
choice.
boil.
Yeah, one choice is let the milk boil over and continue feeding Krishna. So she could have given
Alright.
priority to Krishna. It doesn't matter if that milk is overflowing. Some little bit of milk is there, maybe 1 or 2 liters or whatever, in one pot. She could have just let that milk boil over and continue feeding Krishna, because what is more important than personally serving Krishna? And the other choice was to put Krishna down and attend to the boiling milk. She took the second choice. No. So the question is, was Mother Yashoda unjust when she left her son to take care of that overflowing milk?
No, because the overflowing milk had intentions to burn Krishna.
Okay, very nice. So that overflowing milk also was there for serving Krishna. No, it's not for her own sense gratification. But still, one can argue, no, that okay, that milk also was for Krishna, but her own milk is also for Krishna. So both are for anyway for Krishna. But here she is personally serving Krishna, personally.
Because of the love,
Because of the love for whom?
Krishna.
Yeah, so if she loves Krishna, she should prioritize personally giving Krishna her milk rather than attending the milk that is on the pot, is it not? If you go by that logic. Oh no. Okay,
Also,
let
the
us
milk
see.
was
Huh?
cows. The milk was from the sacred cows.
Yes, actually, yeah, this is one of the reasons also. See, Nanda Maharaj had 900,000 cows, 900,000 cows. And out of that, 8 cows were chosen, 8 of the best cows were chosen, and they were fed very soft grass, special aromatic grass. And from these 8 cows, the milk that was obtained was was of the first class quality and was a very special aromatic milk. So they are called as the Padma Gandha milk. Okay, that milk was called Padma Gandha milk because it had the flavor or the aroma of Padmas, of the lotuses. So it was very nice aromatic milk. And that milk was special milk. Yes, so that is also one of the reasons. Very nice. But still one can argue that, okay, but what's more important than her own breast milk? So there are different reasons. There are different reasons, and a combination of all these reasons will answer this question. Two we have already answered. Let us see what the acharyas explain. Acharyas first of all say don't even ask this question because Mother Yashoda is a pure devotee. She is on the platform of spontaneous love for Krishna. So whatever she does is perfect. So first of all, we should not even ask this question. The acharyas say. But still, if we have to ask the question, there are more explanations. Though, so Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport. Sometimes, okay, Aja, can you read this, please?
Yes, I can.
Point 2. Please read. You're on mute.
Okay. Don't even ask this question. Sometimes one must take care of more than one item of important business for the same purpose. Therefore, Mother Yashoda was not unjust when she left her son to take care of the overflowing milk. On the platform of love and affection, it is the duty of the devotee to do one thing first and other things later. The proper intuition by which to do this is given by Krishna. In Krishna consciousness, everything is dynamic. Krishna guides the devotee in what to do first and what to do next on the platform of absolute truth.
So Srila Prabhupada is explaining that there is no difference in Yashoda giving her milk and Yashoda giving that other milk because both in her mind, both are for serving the Lord. So there is no difference in the two duties. So on the platform of love and affection, there is no difference. No, everything is for the pleasure of Krishna. So even in our everyday life, it doesn't matter whether one is cleaning the bathroom or one is doing the pujari seva or one is giving the Bhagavatam class in the temple. Everything Krishna sees, he is only seeing the intention with which one is rendering the service. It does not matter what seva we are engaging in. But sometimes we may be in a position where we have to choose between two services because we don't know how to expand ourselves. So either we can do this or we can do that at that time. No, either you can cook for the Janmashtami feast or you can give the Bhagavatam class. You cannot do both because you're required at both the places. So you have to choose between your services. And what you're going to choose, Prabhupada explains that the proper intuition is given by Krishna. So Krishna in the heart as a Paramatma, he is giving you the intuition, okay, better take up this service. No. So Krishna as a Paramatma, he guides which service to do first and which service to do later. Then Padmagandha milk is special, which Varsha said, we already discussed. Then milk was meant for Krishna. Yashoda's apparent neglect was also only a show of affection, no, and it is also meant to serve Krishna only. This also we already discussed. Vivan said. Then Yashoda's intention was pure. So her intention was pure. She does not have any wrong intentions, no. Compared to Chanur and Mushtikas, they gave good fight, were good opponents, but their intention was to kill. So who had Chanur and Mushtik? Anybody remembers? Who gave a good fight to Krishna?
They were demons who were trying to attack him.
Yeah, but who they were exactly?
Were they the wrestlers for Kans?
Yes, they were the wrestlers of Kamsa. Very nice, Shivani. So Kamsa's wrestlers, they were also serving Krishna in the sense that, see, Krishna sometimes wants to have a good opponent with whom he can have a good fight, no, for the sake of the sport, no. So Chandra and Mushtik also, they served Krishna in the sense that they gave good fight to Krishna. So they fulfill Krishna's desire. But their intention was to kill Krishna. But in this case, Yashoda's intention was pure. So motive or consciousness is more important than action. Yashoda told Krishna, give me one moment, I will come back very quickly. So she was very attentive in her service to both Krishna and the milk. So it's not that Yashoda is denying Krishna her milk, but she said, wait, give me one moment, I will very quickly come back. Yashoda wanted to protect Krishna's property as he will be the future king, and for a Vaishya community, cow and milk protection is of utmost importance. So she doesn't want Krishna's property to be wasted. No. On the platform of love and service, even apparent neglect is a display of love. So see, there are different reasons the acharyas give that explain why is it that Mother Yashoda kept Krishna down and went to attend to the milk that was boiling on the fire. Next question. Why did Mother Yashoda decide to bind Krishna? Why did she take the decision to bind Krishna?
So that he won't do any mischief.
Okay. But she could have chosen other means, right? Why bind him?
So that he cannot reach. So that she can easily do all the household chores without Krishna disturbing.
Yes, so that she can attend to her household chores. Very nice. The Acharyas also give one more reason. See, the Acharyas explain that when this incident happened and Mother Yashoda was chastising Krishna, she told him that you are feeding this butter to the monkeys, you are behaving, you are associating with these monkeys, you are having friendship with the monkeys, so you are also starting to behave like a monkey. So you are also like a monkey only. So Yashoda told this to Krishna, and then at that time Krishna said, okay, you are calling me a monkey, I will go to the forest and live with the monkeys. So Krishna said that. So Yashoda said, okay, now that I'm going to be busy with my household affairs, Krishna may go to the forest and he will want to stay with the monkeys. So to avoid Krishna from running out of the house and going to the monkeys, Yashoda said, okay, let me bind Krishna so that he cannot run away and go to the monkeys. So therefore she decided to bind Krishna. Why was Mother Yashoda unable to bind Krishna? So why is it that the rope was falling short every time by 2 fingers? Why was she unable to bind Krishna?
Because Krishna was not letting her.
Because what?
Because
I cannot hear you properly. There's a lot of background sound, Vivansh. Okay, anybody else wants to try?
Because Krishna didn't wanted her to bind her.
Krishna didn't want, yes, it was not Krishna's will that he be bound at that time. And who can do it if Krishna is not willing to do it? No, it was not Krishna's desire that time to be bound. Krishna did not want it. So nobody can force Krishna. Okay. Another reason the Acharyas give, which has a deeper meaning, is that at that time, when Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna, Krishna's energies, now Krishna has unlimited energies, no, he has many Shaktis. So all of Krishna's energies began to manifest at that time. For example, Krishna's energy of fame, no, Krishna is most famous. So when that Shakti of fame appeared and avoided Krishna from being bound, Yashoda was not able to bind him because fame is thinking, if my master is bound, what will happen to Krishna's fame? He will become infamous that he was bound by these ordinary ropes. No, so that fame potency of Krishna does not want that Krishna is bound. So, like that, all these potencies and Shaktis of Krishna began to manifest one after the other, after the other, after the other. And therefore, the rope was not, the ends of the rope were not coming together. It was falling short by 2 inches. So, how did Mother Yashoda finally bind Krishna? What is the significance of the rope falling short by 2 inches? So, what are these 2 fingers? What do these 2 inches mean? Anybody knows? What do they stand for?
One is mercy of the Lord.
One is mercy of the Lord. The Lord has to give his mercy. The Lord has to sanction it. Very nice. And the other is? Other is? When is the Lord going to sanction it?
The love of the devotee.
The love of the devotee, or the effort or the determination or the hard work of the devotees, or the efforts of the devotee. So when the Lord sees your efforts, your hard labor, then the Lord will sanction. So these 2 fingers stand for 1, the devotee's efforts, and 2, the Lord's mercy. When both are there, then these ropes can be bound together. Then we can bind Krishna. Then we can bring the Lord under our control. So she was finally able to bind Krishna, because then what happened was, as we discussed previously, all these energies were manifesting, right? And all these energies of Krishna were preventing Krishna from being bound. But then finally there was one potency, one Shakti of Krishna that manifested. And when that Shakti of Krishna manifested, all other Shaktis went away. All other Shaktis disappeared. What is that one Shakti?
Love for mother.
In other words, the mercy potency. Okay. So when the Kripa Shakti, the mercy potency of Krishna manifested, that mercy potency can ride over all other potencies. So as soon as Krishna's mercy potency manifested there, all other potencies, all other Shaktis just left. They went away. So that's how then Mother Yashoda was able to bring the ends of the rope together. See here, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, the appearance of Krishna's mercy made his Satya Sankalpa Shakti. So Satya Sankalpa, so Krishna had that Sankalpa that I don't want to be bound, right? So the appearance of Krishna's mercy made his Satya Sankalpa Shakti, potency of transcendental conviction, and Vibhuti Shakti, potency of grandeur and magnificence, immediately disappear. The distance of two fingers was filled up by the devotee's effort, parishramam, and the Lord's causeless mercy, Krishna Kripa. So those two fingers stand for the devotee's parishramam, and the second one is Krishna Kripa. So this is Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur giving us this explanation. He is an acharya in our disciplic succession. Next question. Why did Narada Muni curse? Narada Muni is a devotee. Why is he cursing?
Because there are two reasons. One reason was that the demigods they were doing all the material activities, and another one is that he is a purely bona fide spiritual master who knows all the knowledge.
Okay, so therefore, very nice, Vivansh. So therefore, because he is a pure devotee and they were misbehaving, therefore,
he cursed them.
So by cursing, what did he do?
He cursed them as a tree, in the form of tree, in the courtyard of Krishna, he said.
Exactly. So actually, was that a curse or was it a blessing?
It was
Blessing.
a blessing, yeah.
Yes, it's actually a blessing, is it not? Because, see, we have seen previously in the Gita classes that when one is not dressed appropriately, then the karmic reaction for that is what one becomes a tree, no? Because the trees are not conscious that they are not clothed and they are in full public view for everyone to see, no? So the karmic reaction of someone who's not dressed properly is that in the next body he gets the body of a tree. So here in the case of Nalakuvera and Manigriva, they were not appropriately dressed, no? And they were sporting in those waters and they were not conscious. They least cared when Narada Muni was passing by. So they were not conscious of their condition. So Narada Muni cursed them to become trees, which is the natural karmic reaction. But he cursed them to become trees, not ordinary trees in some ordinary place. They became trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, where Krishna is residing. So actually that was not a curse. It was a blessing. It was a blessing. So why did Nalakuver and Manigriva receive Krishna's mercy despite having engaged in sinful activities? Okay, what happened was between Narada and the two sons of Kuvera. But these two personalities, they did not surrender to Krishna. Now Mother Yashoda got Krishna's mercy because she labored so hard. But what did Nalakuver and Manigriva do to receive Krishna's mercy? Did they do anything?
They were saved by him. Krishna saved them, so they were praying to him and circling around him.
Yeah, but why did Krishna give them the mercy if they did not engage or they did not labor hard like Mother Yashoda? They did not engage in devotional service like Mother Yashoda. So why did Krishna give them the mercy?
Because of Narada.
Forgiveness.
Because of Narada, yes. Because Krishna wants to fulfill the desire of his devotee Narada. No, this is the reason why we say that the Lord sanctions the desires of his devotees. So the devotees are more merciful than Krishna. No, so Krishna is not interested in actually Nalakuver and Manigriva. He is interested in Narada, who is a pure devotee. So he wants to fulfill the desire of Narada, and therefore he delivered Manigriva and Nalakuvera. Say, sadhu sanga sarva shastra kai, lava matra sadhu sange sarva siddhi hai. The verdict of all revealed scriptures is that by even a moment's association with a pure devotee, one can attain all success. So see how powerful and how potent is devotee association, is sadhu sangha. That's why we say time and again, we must associate with devotees, always associate with devotees. So even with a moment's association with a pure devotee, lava matra, not even 1 second. One lava means 1/11th of a second. So just by associating with a devotee for 1/11th of a second, one can attain all success. Now we will see some of the contradictions in Damodar Lila. See, Krishna as Atmaram, he is fully self-sufficient. Still, he wants Mother Yashoda's milk. So this is a contradiction from the Shastra, is it not? If he is fully self-sufficient, he does not need anything external to satisfy him. He is satisfied with himself. Then why does he need Mother Yashoda's milk? So this is a contradiction. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. If one offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or water, I will accept it. So why was he not satisfied with that milk that Mother Yashoda already gave him? Why he wanted more? He was not satisfied with the milk that already Mother Yashoda gave him. So again, this is a contradiction. See, there is a competition between Mother Yashoda's milk and Krishna's hunger. See, Acharyas explained that when Mother Yashoda was feeding Krishna her milk, her body was producing a lot of milk. And Krishna is also reciprocating. Krishna is drinking that milk, which means Krishna is reciprocating to the love of Mother Yashoda. No, so there is a competition. How much milk Krishna can drink and how much milk Mother Yashoda's body can produce. So the Acharyas explained that actually Mother Yashoda was her body was producing more milk than Krishna was able to drink. Therefore, the milk was overflowing from her breast, and the milk was there on Krishna's cheek because he's not able to drink all the milk. It was overflowing, so that milk was there around his cheeks, no. And the Acharyas explained it was like pearls on a blue background, because droplets of milk on Krishna's bluish complexion. No, so in this transcendental competition, it is always the devotee who will win. If there is a competition between Bhakta and Bhagavan, the Bhakta will always win. The Bhakta will always win. So Yashoda wins this transcendental competition between Bhakta and Bhagavan. Now Krishna is Achyuta, infallible. He is Ajita, unconquered. So nobody can conquer Krishna, nobody can defeat Krishna, but still Yashoda wins this competition. Yashoda was able to defeat Krishna. She was producing more milk than Krishna could drink, than Krishna could reciprocate. Her love is more than what Krishna could reciprocate to that love. Now in the Bhagavad Gita, it is described that devotional service should be satatam. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. So, devotional service must be uninterrupted. But Mother Yashoda interrupted the direct service she was rendering to Krishna and left him to attend to that Padmagandha milk. So, this is another contradiction in the Damodar Lila. Now, Krishna is Purna Kamam. The scriptures describe that he is fully satisfied. But he was not fully satisfied with the milk that Mother Yashoda gave him. He wanted more. Krishna is Satchitananda Vigraha. He is not under the modes of material nature. Still, Krishna is crying. Krishna is angry. No? And anger is a characteristic of the mode of ignorance. So, it appears here that Krishna is under the mode of ignorance because he is angry, but actually he is Satchitananda, he is Ananda, he should always be happy and blissful. How come he is crying and how come he is angry? So this is another contradiction in this Leela. Then Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says there are three gateways to hell: lust, anger, and greed. And he says everyone must give up these. But Krishna has shown all three in this Leela. He is telling us to give up lust, anger, and greed, but he is lusty. He wanted Yashoda's milk. Then he showed anger because he was angry when Yashoda put him down and went to attend to the other milk. And he is greedy. He wanted more milk because Yashoda already gave him some of her milk, but he wanted more milk. So Krishna in this pastime, he shows lust, anger, and greed in this pastime. So this is another contradiction. Then Krishna as Madhava, he is the husband of the goddess of fortune, no? And the Brahma Samhita describes that he is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis. There are hundreds and thousands of Lakshmi. Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevyamanam. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Krishna is always served by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis, but still he is stealing that little bit of butter. So this is another contradiction. The first verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam says, Satyam Param Dhimahi, I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. So he is the supreme absolute truth, and he is speaking lies to Mother Yashoda. No, because when Mother Yashoda told him that you're breaking the pot and you're stealing butter, that time Krishna said that no, actually when you put me down and when you went to attend to that milk that was boiling on the fire, because of your anklets hit the pot and the pot broke and the butter came out. No, so he was speaking lies. He is speaking lies. And he is stealing also. So he is Satyam Param Dhimahi, but he is stealing and he is speaking untruth. Then it is said that Bhagavad describes that it is because of my supremacy that the wind blows. Out of fear of me, the sun shines. Out of fear of me, the Lord of the clouds, Indra, sends forth showers out of fear of fire. Fire burns out of fear of me, and death goes about taking its toll out of fear of me. So Yamaraj and Surya Dev, the sun god, the moon god, Indra, all of them are doing their duties out of fear of Krishna. And that Krishna is fearing that stick that is there in Mother Yashoda's hand. So how can that be possible? How can that be possible? This is another contradiction. So the name of fear is feared by fear personified. No, Krishna is the giver of fearlessness. One of Krishna's names is he is Abhayadam. He is the giver of fearlessness. But how can somebody give you something if he himself does not have it? How can I give you $10 if I don't have those $10? No. So how can Krishna give fearlessness if he himself is fearing Mother Yashoda? Another contradiction. Then Krishna is described as Vasudevam Jagat Guru. He is the spiritual master and teacher of the whole universe. No, Jagat Guru. Krishna is Jagat Guru. He is the master and teacher of the whole universe. But here he is being taught a lesson on discipline by Mother Yashoda. Then, as the super soul, he is the overseer and permitter of our activities. No, he is seeing. So he is one of the 13 witnesses who's seeing our activities. When we are judged by Yamaraj, the super soul is one of the witnesses, and Yamaraj is passing judgment based on the witness of the super soul. So he is the witness of our activities, whether we are doing right or wrong, but still he himself is being analyzed, and and the judgment is being passed by Mother Yashoda to punish Krishna. Yet another contradiction. So how to reconcile all these contradictions? All these contradictions can be reconciled by just one verse from the Bhagavad Gita. What is that verse? Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. All of them, as they surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha, Krishna saying. So Krishna is reciprocating according to our level of surrender. As we surrender to Krishna, to that proportion, the Lord will reciprocate to us. So Mother Yashoda, she is connecting to Krishna as his mother. For Yashoda, it does not matter that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. She does not even know that. It does not matter to her. All that Yashoda sees Krishna is that he is my dear son. So Krishna also is reciprocating with Mother Yashoda as her son. As her son. So therefore he's showing anger, he's showing tears, he wants more milk. All these things are happening because Yashoda is being reciprocated. according to her level of surrender to Krishna. She's on the spontaneous platform, spontaneous love for Krishna. Her love for Krishna is spontaneous. No? So Krishna also is reciprocating accordingly. So Krishna's love for us does not depend on who we are. We may be the most rotten, we may be the most fallen, no, we may be the greatest rogues, but still Krishna's love for us does not change. He loves us irrespective of who we are. No. So Krishna's love does not depend on who we are. Krishna's love for us depends on who he is. He is Bhakta Vatsala, he is Kripana Vatsala. Our experience of his love depends on who we are. So we are not able to experience Krishna's love because of our own mistakes. No, we are covered in the modes of material nature. We are blinded and we are not able to see that Krishna loves us unconditionally. So our experience of his love depends on who we are, depends on how we are approaching the Lord, how much we are able to surrender to Krishna. See, in this Damodar month, we sing this Damodar Ashtakam. And in the last verse of this Damodar Ashtakam, the word Ashtak means 8. So these are 8 verses to glorify Lord Damodar, Lord Krishna. So in this last verse of the Damodar Ashtakam, the author Satyavrata Muni, he says, O Lord Damodar, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent robe which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer my obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. So he is offering obeisances, first of all, to the rope. Why to the rope? Is because, imagine Krishna has crawled through those 2 trees, and he has pushed. The trees broke, but that rope did not break. So the trees came crashing down, but the rope remained intact. So therefore, he is offering obeisances to that rope. How was that possible? How is it possible that the rope did not break and the trees came crashing down? It's because Krishna empowered that rope to remain intact. No, Krishna empowered that rope so that that rope does not break. So we may be the most insignificant beggars, but still, if we can engage in devotional service, if Krishna is pleased, then Krishna can empower us to do even the impossible task. So we should agree to become instruments of Krishna, and then Krishna will empower us to do even the impossible. So divine empowerment makes mission impossible, mission unstoppable. Then he goes on to offer obeisances to the belly of Krishna. Why to the belly of Krishna? Because it is from the belly of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu that the whole universe is coming to existence now. From that belly, the lotus comes. On top of that lotus is Lord Brahma, and in the stem of the lotus are the 14 planetary systems of this universe. So that belly is the abode of the entire universe. Then he offers obeisances to Srimati Radharani, which we will discuss shortly. And then he offers obeisances to Lord Krishna himself, who displays unlimited pastimes. Ananta Lila. So because Krishna is Lila Purushottam, he is displaying unlimited pastimes to attract us to him so that we can fall in love with Krishna. So therefore, he is offering obeisances to Krishna, who displays unlimited pastimes. Now let's discuss Srimati Radharani. See, there is this verse which says, without worshipping the pollen of Sri Radha's lotus feet, without taking shelter of Vrindavan, which bears her footprints, and without respectfully greeting the great souls whose hearts are filled with deep love for her, how will one be able to plunge into the nectar ocean of love for Lord Krishna? So we cannot fall in love with Krishna unless we have the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So unless we don't worship the dust of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, the author is saying, Raghunath Das Goswami, he's saying that unless that happens, we cannot plunge into the ocean of love for Lord Krishna. So without Srimati Radharani, we cannot bind Krishna. Without the mercy of Srimati Radharani, we cannot have the control of Sri Krishna. See, when you see the deities of Radha Krishna, Krishna is standing there, he's busy with his flute. No, he's busy with playing his flute. It is Srimati Radharani who's standing there with the blessing posture. Now, she's blessing everyone. So it is through Srimati Radharani's blessings only that we can invoke the mercy of Krishna. So therefore, Srimati Radharani is the presiding deity of this month of Damodar. See, there is one more pastime that says that before this pastime, you can read this when I share the slides in the group, but here it is explained. Srila Jiva Goswami is explaining how this pastime actually happened in Goloka. Now, Srimati Radharani had tied Krishna in Goloka. And at that time, Krishna, and then she freed him later when she realized that Krishna has come late. Now, Krishna came late for that meeting because there was something else going on at home. So she was like angry. Why did you come late? And she said, I'm going to capture you. I'm going to bind you. But then later when she came to know that Krishna was late because there was an event going on at home, then she releases Krishna. But then Krishna liked that name Damodar so much, no? Because Damodar means one who is bound by the waist. Damodar. Udara means waist and Dam means rope. So Damodar means he who is tied with the waist, by the waist with the rope of his devotee's love. That's what the name Damodar means. So Krishna said that when I am on Bhauma Vrindavan, when I descend in the material world, then I will play out this pastime of being bound yet again, so that this name will become even more famous. So I can be famous as Lord Damodar even more after that pastime is played out. So actually this pastime, this Damodar Lila took place initially in Goloka, and Radharani had bound Krishna. But that pastime was manifested here in this material world by Mother Yashoda. And the same thing is described again by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in his Krishna Karanamrita. So same thing is described again. This Leela is also very special because in this Leela there are all the 5 rasas. We have discussed how there are 5 ways in which a devotee can connect to the Lord, or 5 mellows of devotional service. So one can connect to the Lord in a neutral state, or connect to the Lord as a servant, or connect to the Lord as a friend, or as a parent, or as a lover. So somebody may see Krishna as their son, somebody may see Krishna as a friend, servant, like that. There are 5 rasas. No? In this pastime, all 5 rasas are there. So which personality in this Damodar Leela connected to Krishna and the Shantaras? Who can say? Shantaras, neutral.
The trees?
The trees? No, because the trees are offering obeisances. They are offering prayers, they offered obeisances.
Is that cow?
Cow?
No.
Cow is also actively serving by her milk, no?
Oh.
The milk itself. We discussed how everything in Vrindavan is conscious, no? So even milk is a personality. Oh, I'm sorry. So milk is in the Shantaras, neutral. Then Dasyaras.
Gopis. No?
Gopis is not Dasyaras. Gopis is Madhuryaras, conjugal.
Oh.
And the elderly gopis are parental. So the elderly gopis are there. They are in a parental affection. But Dasyaras, who is offering obeisances as a servant in this pastime?
The demigods?
Yes. What are their names? Who remembers? It starts with N and N.
Sons of Kuber.
Sons of Kuber, yes. Nalakubera.
Nalakubera and
Manigriva.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very nice. Then Sakya, friendship.
Friendship.
The monkeys?
The monkeys, yes, the monkeys, because Krishna is feeding the monkeys with his own hands, no? So there is a friendship there between the monkeys and Krishna. So monkeys here is Sakyaras. See, who are these monkeys and why is Krishna feeding the monkeys? These are actually the monkeys from the Ram Leela. From Ram Leela, because the monkeys helped Lord Ramachandra build that bridge. And at that time, Lord Ram is in the forest. No, he's playing the role of a renunciant in the forest. He was not he didn't reciprocate so much to that love that the monkeys had shown by helping him build the bridge and also fighting that war against Ravan. So now those monkeys have reincarnated here as monkeys in Vrindavan, and Krishna is reciprocating to that love. So these monkeys in Vrindavan are actually the monkeys from Ram Lila who helped Lord Ram build the bridge. And now Krishna is reciprocating to their love. Then parental affection, of course,
Mother Yashoda,
Mother Yashoda. And Madhurya conjugal is?
the Gurus.
Yes, Srimati Radharani. So how is Srimati Radharani in this Leela? Because she is the one who actually played out this Leela originally in Goloka. So here there are different glories of the month of Kartik. You can read this when I share the slides in the group. How it is so glorious to offer a lamp or to engage in devotional service in this month of Kartik. Now Bhishma Panchaka are the last 5 days of the month of Kartik. Very, very powerful. Whatever devotional service is done during Bhishma Panchaka is considered to have been done during the whole month of Kartik. You get the same benefit. And this year Bhishma Panchaka is only for 4 days because of astronomical calculations. It is only for 4 days. So the mercy is even more greater, and the period of when we have to engage in sadhana is that mercy is reduced by 4 days, not even 5 days this year. So 12th to 15th of November. So how to do this Damodar Arati? Let us see a short video.
Namami Sharam Sa Chidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam Namami Sharam Sa Chidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam Jasoda Bhiyonu Khala Paramrishtamatan tato drutta gopya Namami Sharam Sa Chidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam.
So 4 times, so we use ghee lamps and we show it to the Lord, we offer it to the Lord in clockwise direction, 4 times in the feet, 2 times in the waist, 3 times in the face, and then 7 times whole body. And after that we recite the Damodar Ashtakam, the 8 prayers to glorify Lord Damodar, written by Satyavrata Muni. So here you have the whole Damodar Ashtakam. Of course, you just Google the Damodar Ashtakam and you can find the lyrics as well. So here at the end, there are 24 results you get by offering a lamp to Lord Damodar. You can read this when I share the slides in the group. So we cannot even imagine the results of offering ghee lamps to Lord Damodar in this holy month of Kartik. Unlimited mercy. So with this, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we come to the end of today's presentation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Yashoda Damodar ki jai. Srimati Radharani ki jai.
Jai.
Amalapuram Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai. Matanji, one question. When you were showing how to offer the lamp, so I do it 7 times, like including Ma Yashoda. Is that wrong?
No, there's nothing wrong. You can do it. But 4, 2, 3, 7 is more correct.
Yeah, no, 4, 2, 3, 7 I do, but the 7th I do the whole, like including Yashoda.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else we need to discuss? Next week, I have a home program and I have other services coming up. So I will not be able to give class next Saturday, unfortunately for me. But we can have a next class in 15 days from now, if Krishna so sanctions. And in the next class, we will discuss about Ekadasi, how to follow, why to follow, what is the scientific significance of following Ekadasi, and whatever doubts or concerns there are about Ekadasi, we can discuss in 15 days from now. But next class, I will not be able to. Next Saturday, there will be no class. And 20th of November is the last day to submit your exams for your Bhagavad Gita classes. Whatever pending exams are there, please submit it by 20th November. So then after that, we can get going with the certificates and other things.
Mataji, is there any way, like instead of Saturday, you're busy, can you give class on Sunday?
No, Sunday there are other, Sunday doesn't work for me. Sunday there are other things that I have to attend to. It will not be possible.
Okay.
So in 2 weeks, but you can work out your pending exams. You can use that time for that.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Anything else? So all right then, see you all 15 days from now if Krishna so sanctions. Till then, have a good 2 weeks in Krishna consciousness. Vancha kalpataru vyascha kripa sindhu vyayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai. Mataji, can you tell us the last 4 days of Bhishma Pancham, how to
Yeah, so there are people who go on, there are people who go on fasts. You can do whatever you can according to your body, according to your health, whatever permits. Maximize your chanting. There are some people who only eat Ekadasi Prasad for Bhishma Panchaka. There are others who only have fruits and water for Bhishma Panchaka. There are others who drink only milk for Bhishma Panchaka. So you can choose whatever level of austerity you can according to your health and your situation. Okay, but always maximize your chanting, read more and more Prabhupada's books, try to engage more and more in devotee association, do some seva, go to the temple. These are things that we have to maximize.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
All right,
Krishna.
thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Mataji. Dhanapana.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.